remember that Kwaccima Business Hour is brought to you by the Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. And as we have Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji studying with us in the studio this morning, we are going to be talking about the role of Kwaccima in ensuring and sustaining food security in Kwara State. A couple of months ago now, I think I'd say a couple of months ago now, the government declared a state of emergency on food security in our country, Nigeria. Now, what are the steps? What is the way forward? What can yourself and myself, what can we do? But more importantly, what can the major industry players like Prince Ajisefini himself, what can they do about ensuring and sustaining food security right here in Kwara State? Let us start from Kwara State before we not extend to say the North Central, before we extend to the other parts of the country. Once again, you're welcome, Prince Ajisefini. So the very first question I'm going to ask you this morning, it's basically as regards when we talk about importance of agribusiness to the economy or to the development of economy generally. What is the importance of agribusiness to the development of the economy in Nigeria? The last time you were on a program like this, you did mention that there was a difference between agriculture and agribusiness. Yeah, I took notes. So basically the question now is this: what is the importance of agribusiness to the economic development right here in Kwara State?
Well, before I go into the question, I would like to first and foremost enlighten our people about what we do at Kwaccima.
All right.
Kwaccima happens to be one of the BMOs, that is Business Management Organization, which invariably means Organized Private Sector. The voice of private sector is one of the BMOs in Nigeria. And for them to have Agric as part of their main organ of the organization is because of the role agriculture plays
right, you're welcome back. It's still Kwaccima Business Hour right here on Roll FM 95.1 in Lauren. We've been speaking with the Vice President of Agriculture in the Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji. Is popularly known as the Jigabana of Enterprise. And like I always say, he's smiling, but I mean, when you hear the Jigabana of Enterprise, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so he's giving us a preamble of some sort into, the roles that Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture that they play, especially as regards, agriculture right here in Kwara State. Is mentioned a couple of plants that they have. The most important one for me is actually the food up. I like food a lot. But let's talk about the importance of agribusiness to economy.
Thank you very much. Back to your question. Nigeria, when we started in the late 70s, when we discovered oil, we abandoned agriculture. Now oil has been saturated. Food scarcity has come into being. Federal government has declared state of emergency on food security. Why is it so? Couple of things affected it. We have neglected the natural engagement given to us by Almighty God. The first assignment, the first job by our forefather was what? Agriculture. We have the land, fertile.
Very fertile.
We have the labor. But education, my son, my daughter, my generation must not go to hard labor. And do we blame them? No. Because the state, the government that's supposed to encourage the sector, then never see it as a major source of income generation.
All right, let me cut you short there just before you continue line of thought. When you say then, are you saying that now the government has seen it as a source of income generation?
Sincerely speaking, I can say that they have identified that agribusiness has major role to do in IGR for any country to survive.
And I hope it's not too late for us as a nation, as a state, right?
Sincerely speaking, it's not late. When the right time comes, the right thing happen. I believe this is the right time for us to imbibe it, to see it as a major sector. We need to give at least 40 to 45% of our budget after education.
After education. So you're saying after education, then the remaining percent, they will give 40 to 45% of it to agriculture.
Yes.
I mean, we need to eat actually. So
not only to eat.
Okay.
We need to feed other countries.
Exactly. That's
Nigeria is the biggest, the lion of Africa. And we have the capacity to feed the Africa, if not the whole world. But do we see it as an opportunity? No. But this is the time that we need to look into it. It has a paramount role in feeding and income generation to both the federal, state and local government,
and even
to create employment.
Exactly. You did mention the other time that we need to see agriculture now not just as a hobby or just as something to feed yourself, but more as a venture.
Yes, agribusiness is more of a venture, not as an hobby. It used to be an hobby. Yes, let me just do it as part-time. It's now a full-time job. And I must say this, so many private sectors has tried their hand and burned their finger. I'm encouraging them. Tough time don't last, but tough people do. When you invest into agribusiness and your expectation is not what you meant, agribusiness is not a short-term investment. Have it at the back of your mind. It is a long-term investment. It is an investment that, one, you are solving a social problem. I like to say this. When you talk about agribusiness is there to solve a social problem, which include food provision and ensuring and sustaining of food security, generation of employment, and income generation to you and to your organization and to the state where you operate. But if you don't have this at the back of your mind, thinking that I'm going into it to make profit in the short run, please come back. Let's do it together at Kwaccima. We are ready to show you the direct way.
All right, thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini. Yeah, so he has actually unpacked a couple of things when we talk about the importance of agribusiness to economic development, particularly in Kwara State. Now, there are times where people say that agriculture is not that lucrative, that it's only a couple of people that can actually make it out there. They will tell you, show me 20 farmers, probably just 3 of them are actually doing really, really well. My question here is, what could be the problem for the remaining 17 if there is out of 20, we have just 3 doing really well. What could be the problem for the remaining 17? Is it like they are missing something? Is it like they don't have the right network? Is it like they don't have the right capacity, the right skill? What could be the problem for those 3 that are not really, making as much as the others are making it?
You remember I said something, education is very paramount. And in the holy books, my people perish because of lack of information and knowledge. In agribusiness, we have various sectors. Starting from land acquisition, land preparation, land mechanization, the type of crop. Are you into animal husbandry? Do you want to go into crop? Do you want to go into vegetable? Do you want to go into arable? Most of this information are not the investors are not well educated. All what they have is, I want to go into agric. What is this one is the most profitable one? Not knowing that we have in agribusiness, we have the short-term return, we have the medium-term return, we have the long-term returns. You cannot invest a short-term return on a long-term return and expect a profitable thing within a short time. Such a person will be frustrated and close down the business.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Lack of knowledge, lack of skill contribute to so many why people invest in the wrong sector as a starter. At Kwaccima, we are ready to differentiate. Most especially, we are targeting our youth and women. You want our youth to go back to agribusiness. Which sector are you starting them with? We know that our youth needs quick returns on investment. Government that wants to bring youth together, we are ready to partner with them to bring our youth together, to bring our women and ladies together. We know the easiest one is vegetable enterprise. Don't be surprised the kind of income vegetable production can bring and change into the life of our youth. I'm hammering on youth because they have almost 60% of the population now. And I always say something, when you are planning to go into agribusiness, especially for the sector, for the categories of youth and women, look into 2 integrated sectors for them. If you want to keep them on farm.
That is, when this particular stuff is out of season, you can find another. Or
not only that.
Okay.
For example, you are into livestock and a vegetable.
Okay.
You know, vegetable has a short term gestation period compared to poultry.
Exactly.
When you are talking about short term, you plant, for example, your okra. There are okra of 30 days, there are okra of 40 days.
Okay.
And you have your fish farm or you have your poultry. Let's look at it, fish farm and vegetable farming.
All right.
The waste from the fish farm is an input into the vegetable farming. And that will make the youth to stay at the farm as early, to come to the farm as early as 6:30, and we not wants to leave the farm until 7 p.m. because he wants to feed the fish. And he knows that in another 30-40 days his okra has already made market. Not that he will be begging people to come and buy. Already the off-takers are there, which we at Kwaccima, we are working. We have even done the job getting off-takers for all categories of crops.
To like people who are going to take, when you say off-takers,
yes, people that are ready to buy
off you.
You see, in agribusiness, the definition says know the buyers before you supply or before you produce. Why are farmers complaining? Most of us plant in anticipation
of who is going to buy.
Who is going to buy?
So you are planting for who you
we don't know. That's okay. 1. 2. Another problem is our accounting skill is very, very poor.
Still brings us back to education.
That's education. Because there is cost accounting for agribusiness.
And it's different from cost accounting
for other businesses.
Wonderful.
When you don't know your actual costs, you don't know your expected profit, tell me how you are going to cost and say appraise the business, whether profitable or not. These are things we want to elaborate during this workshop. During this advocacy, we want to encourage our people at home that agribusiness is a lucrative business you can invest on, but in close, it is not a short-term investment you are thinking it is. And in agribusiness, there are risks and there are ways to mitigate against that risk. Relax. Either refuse to take risk, refuse to be successful.
All right, thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji. That's the Vice President of Agriculture in the Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. You are listening to the Kwaccima Business Hour right here on Royal FM 95.1. Ilorin. My name is Ayodeji. We'll take a breather now. When we come back, we are going to be unpacking the expected deliverables from Kwaccima to the agricultural sector right here in Kwara State. We are expecting a lot from you people, and we are going to be, unpacking that in a minute. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back. It's still Kwaccima Business Hour right here on Royal FM 95.1 in Ilorin. It's been an interesting conversation all day, but remember that you can be a part of the program this morning. You can watch us live on Facebook at facebook.com/Royal FM 951. Once again, that is at facebook.com/Royal FM 951. In case you have a question for our guest in the house this morning, or probably questions around how you can be a part of Kwaccima, it's going to be explaining a couple of that, towards the end of the program. But basically, you can also, just call into the program, ask the questions that you have, and maybe you have certain reactions, one reaction or the other. You can also, do that on the program this morning. The phone lines to call 0810-850-1371. Once again, the phone lines to call on the program this morning is 0810-850-1371. Feel free to send messages on WhatsApp on 0916-737-5588. WhatsApp once again, 0916 737-5588. We've been speaking about the role of Kwaccima in ensuring and sustaining food security in Kwara State. Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji, who happens to be the Vice President, Agriculture in Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, has been doing justice to, the many questions that we have. Remember that he's also known as the Jaban of Enterprise. All right, so let's get back to the conversation, sir. When we talk about, you've spoken about the plans that Kwaccima has for Kwara State, especially as regards agriculture. We've spoken about capacity building for farmers. We've spoken about gathering or coming up with a database of commodity associations. We've spoken about quite a number of things. We've spoken about how to help offtake the production from people, so they actually we've spoken about a couple of things, and these are things that Kwaccima intends to do and already are doing in certain aspects. Now let's talk about Kwara State, all right? Especially the agricultural sector. What expected deliverables, are we to expect from Kwaccima to the agricultural sector in Kwara State?
Thank you very much. I'd like to make or quote PB80. That's our president. That says there is no sin in collaboration. At Kwaccima, we are ready to collaborate with all commodity associations. And what is the collaboration after? One, I want to clean and give a free mind to our people at home. We are not collaborating because of tax.
Okay.
So that when we say come together, let's have our database. Don't think that maybe he wants to use it for taxation or they are using us for taxation. No. We need to first and foremost identify in each commodity association how many members do you have. Where are your farm located? What are the challenges facing your own crop? Exactly a week ago, or no, by Wednesday to be a week ago, I never knew we have coffee and tea association in Kwara State. Coffee. Yes, and tea.
In Kwara State?
Yes, I never knew until that day. Wow. Meanwhile, a school has been approved through my own institutions. It's an international school to start training people on coffee management.
Wow.
You can see what that collaboration will brings about. And that's why through this collaboration, Kwaccima, we are organizing our 10th trade fair. By the grace of God, this trade fair will be a trade fair 2-in-1, because at Agric unit wants to exhibit the capacity of Kwara State in agribusiness development.
Okay.
What we can do. And I'm using this opportunity to encourage every sector in agribusiness here in Kwara State to start gathering your harvest. You are into tree crop. What type of tree crop do you have? You are into cash crop. What type? You are into livestock. What type? You are into vegetable. What type? Let's come together. I'm calling on these big players in the sectors, the associations at state level. Let's meet. And that's why at Kwaccima, we'll be having our stakeholders meeting. All the 40 or 50 commodity associations in Kwara State, we are using this medium to invite you to the first of its kind agribusiness stakeholders meeting.
When is that going to be happening, by the way?
By the grace of God, 17th of this month, precisely next week, Wednesday, if I'm correct. Please help me to check calendar.
All right, I will do that. I'll do that.
Yeah. And what is the purpose of this? Purpose is to, one, let's know ourselves. If bankers wants to give you a loan, they will say KYC, know your customers. This time around, we want to know our stakeholder, KYS. Let's come together and start the movement of agribusiness into the right place in Kwara State. Kwara State is known in North Central as the food hub in North Central. We should not return that to another state. Let's keep it.
Let's expand
it. And Kwara State is the toll gate for food security in North Central. Therefore, what are we waiting for? I'm using this to invite all stakeholders. And this event will be coming up at Kwaccima Secretariat along Gomo Road.
All right.
Yes, by date 17th.
Yes, 17th is a Tuesday. I already checked.
Tuesday. No, ours is Wednesday.
Yours is the one. Okay, so it's going to be 18th.
18th, sorry.
Right, so
18th. I'm sorry, 18th of October.
All right.
12 noon.
All right. So it's going to be happening on 18th
Yes,
of October.
collaboration is what we are looking at. Leaving that private sector, for the public sector, we are ready to go as low as working with all local government councils, especially the agric unit of each of the 16 local government in Kwara State. We want to develop one local government, one crop, one local government, one enterprise, so that each local government will have what we call the benefit of agribusiness in minimizing the mobility of youth from rural area to urban area. Stay in your local government to develop it and provide food for the center. That's why we are ready to collaborate with all the 16 local government agric units. And moving forward, we are ready to work with the Ministry of Agric.
Honestly, I was going to get into that.
Yes,
Because, I think
because that is our parent ministry when it comes to agriculture.
Exactly.
We are ready to partner with them. We are ready to work with them because they cannot do it all alone.
So the question is, Kwaccima is ready to work with them. Kwaccima
Yes,
is ready to partner with them. What signs have we seen from the Ministry of Agriculture? And we say they look willing. Do they seem willing to actually partner with agriculture?
I wouldn't like to start exaggerating. We are able to meet the permanent secretary of the ministry last week at an event.
Okay.
And they are willing to meet us and to work with us.
And so what does it look like for the agricultural sector in Kwara State?
By the grace of God, the whole story will change. Coming together of Ministry of Agric and Kwaccima to ensure and sustain food security in Kwara State will be a good story. The era of we don't know how to clear our land will be over. The era of we don't have enough input at the right time will be over. Economic of production will be fully in place for any government intervention, and the input must be available at the right time to the right farmers.
All right, thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji. I had another question, but basically, when you hear Jagaman of enterprise, this man not only knows the enterprise, he knows his onions, not just the practical aspect, but also the theoretical aspect. So the next question I was going to actually take was the stakeholders forum, which you've already mentioned. However, when you talk about these stakeholders, I understand the parts. You've mentioned that this is not what Kwaccima is looking at. It's not because of tax. My question is, when these commodity associations, when these people, when they come together to say, we want to partner with Kwaccima, what is the need for them?
Thank you. Number one thing is coming together of different organizations because of one objective make it easier to get government attention than going individually.
Okay.
And this government we have at the federal level to the state level wants to work with organized private sector to get things done.
Okay.
Coming together of all of us to speak with one voice is to achieve the followings. One, get government attention.
Okay.
Get the right customer for the right product at the right price.
Okay.
Let me keep the rest. See that day.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji. I want us to take a breather, and when we come back, I really want us to get into certain activities that happen at Kwaccima. I also want you to, let people understand how they can be a part of Kwaccima, the requirements that you need to be a part of Kwaccima, the benefits thereof. You've mentioned a couple of things at the beginning of the program, but I think we tilted a little bit more towards the agricultural side. I want us to speak about Kwaccima generally.
Okay.
How can you be a part of Kwaccima? What are the benefits for me as a business owner? I intend to own a business. I don't really own a business. I intend to go into I have interest in the mining sector. I have interest in this sector and that sector. How can Kwaccima help me be, and what do I need to do?
No problem.
Who can I reach out to? Those are the things that we are going to be talking about. Stick around. It's still Kwaccima Business Hour right here on Royal FM 95.1. You're welcome back. It's still Kwaccima Business Hour right here on Roll FM 95.1 Ilorin. And yes, I mentioned at the beginning of the program that over the next few weeks, months, hopefully years, we are going to be having interesting and robust conversations around, the economic landscape right here in Kwara State. We are looking back so we can learn, but basically we are looking forward. We want to speak about the plans, the efforts we can actually put in now to see that we actually have a very, very bright and a very, very interesting conversation, an interesting future, of course, for businesses right here in Kwara State. But today on the program, we decided to kick off the maiden edition with the role of Kwaccima in ensuring and sustaining food security right here in Kwara State. Now, when we say food security, it's a lot of things to unpack. Our guest on the program, the Vice President of Agriculture in the Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Prince Ajisefini, Ayodeji, the Jigaban of Enterprise, has actually, done justice to quite a number of things that might have been on our minds. Also, remember, you can be a part of the program this morning. You can call up the phone lines 0810-850-1371. Once again, that is 0810-850-1371. Before I throw the next set of questions I have to Prince Ajisefini, we mentioned something, or you did mention something at the beginning of the program as regards partnerships with security agencies when it comes to agriculture. Now, I want us to bring it down to Kwara State. We've heard of issues of farmers' elder clashes in some parts of the country. Personally, I feel like both, farmer and the elder, they are actually under the same agriculture, whatever. So, but we hear of these clashes. The farmers are on the losing side, the elders are on the losing side. Agriculture in such states, they are the losing side. I don't think it's that very rampant in Kwara State. But what efforts would you say that Kwaccima has been making, and what progress would you say you've recorded when it comes to ensuring security? And this time around, it's not just food security, but ensuring security
of life and property.
Of life and property when it comes to agriculture.
Thank you very much. I will refer you back to collaboration. Before we can do anything, and that's one of the objectives of this our stakeholders meeting, we need to meet with the cattle rearers group, together with the arable farmers group, independently, know how we can make things, because both of us are in the same field of work. We are targeting the same thing. One good thing is that organic fertilizer comes from where?
From animals.
From animals. And it enhances the productivity of who? Of the farmers.
Of the farmers.
Therefore, we need to do education. We need to enlighten both units that, look, you want your animals to come and graze on my land, let me harvest the residue, bring your animal. This will fertilize my soil, allowing them to come and sleep there, but not when my crops are there. And for you to sustain and make your animal look faster, look more economical in production for you, because before now they are known to be on what? Nomadic. But we need to change with time. Some of them don't realize that being a nomadic animal breeder costs more than using ranch to do their fattening. It's more expensive to put animals on 100% grazing than having them in ranch. How can we support and encourage, educate them in their own way of understanding, not in our own way of understanding? One of the problems why things are not working is because we are expecting them to understand us. Some people refuse to understand their own plight. Let's understand their own plight, create solution to their own plight. That is when they will listen to us. And that's one of the things we at Kwaccima we do. We are ready to talk to them. That's for that number one challenges. For security of life, kidnapping on the farm, all these crises, to God be the glory, Kwaccima not before now had visited the commandant of Nigeria Civil Defense Corps, and they are ready to be a good partner to Kwaccima, especially in the area of agro rangers. They are ready to work with us, and for us to do that, we need to know some basic private, merchant or big farmers in the state. I'm using this to encourage all farm owners in the outskirts of Ilorin that fear of kidnapping is why they abandon their farm. To be part of this our stakeholders meeting, because we invite the security agencies into this meeting I know it's not easy. May God save us from people that are portioning us that we don't know.
Amen. Amen.
But let's try our best. Let's try what we can do, and God will help us.
Amen. All right, thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini. I just need us to clear the air on that, because it's really important that we touch base with it. So before we end the program today, I would like to ask, because I have a couple of questions when it comes to the Kwara State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and I believe these questions are what exist on the mind of certain persons. So when we talk about Kwaccima, how can a business owner, or is Kwaccima open to any business owner? Who is Kwaccima open to?
Thank you. If I start breaking down what is Kwaccima, K stands for Kwara, C stands for Chamber.
The other C stands for Commerce.
Commerce. Number one, who are the categories of people under commerce? These are the traders.
Okay.
Middle class traders, buyers, buying and selling people. These are the group of people under commerce. Okay. And under commerce, we have Vice President Commerce, who is the coordinator of all the traders,
okay,
irrespective of the kind. Moving away from there, we have for the industry. These are the manufacturer organizations. We have a vice president for industry. By the grace of God, all of them will be on this here to come and tell us what and what. But the advantage of it is, one, market, create access for market. Access to market, windows for funding, because that's what my people are looking for. How do I expand my business? Kwaccima has so many collaboration with financial institutions. If only if you have what it takes to get it. It's not free for all.
Okay.
Mines, solid minerals, now is part of non-oil sector in Nigeria that federal government is targeting to use in financing our budgets. Therefore, Kwara State too should be ready to look at our solid minerals to finance our budget. Meaning, we have Vice President Mines, who is the man in charge. By his grace, it will be on this. Before it now comes to the agriculture, that provide food for all of them. Because when there is no food, they cannot be there.
Exactly.
And how can you be a member? Walk into our secretariat at Gomo Road. It's a popular place just beside NAFDAC new office. Walk into it. They give you a form. They do 1 or 2 interview to know who you are. And you must have a reference. That is, somebody must be ready to verify you to them as a member. When you joined, they put you under your trade group. Okay. Just like agriculture has its own trade group. And our trade group meeting for the whole of next week, it will be for trade group meeting. I'm encouraging us. There are so many opportunities where locally and internationally for you to go and exhibit and have more knowledge. One is coming up now. People are going for China Carton Fair. We know part of the members of Kwaccima are going too.
Attending that.
Yes. Therefore, these are opportunities. Trade missions are there. Meeting, getting investors for your business are 1 or 2 opportunities in Kwaccima. And God, I pray God will bless our business.
All right. Thank you so much. I was going to ask another question. You've mentioned part of it, but I would like you to still elaborate on it. I've asked how people can actually be a part of Kwaccima. The next question I was going to ask is, what are the benefits thereof? Now, you mentioned, for instance, that there are certain opportunities that are, but I want you to elaborate on the,
benefit of being, I used to say, and I will say it, benefit of being a member of Kwaccima, I will mention few. And I will start with the one people want to hear. Opportunity to funding, expanding your businesses.
Okay.
Opportunity to funding. Opportunity to foreign trade missions. Opportunity to market.
Okay.
Opportunity to informations. Opportunity to knowledge and skills. And so many other ones. When
all
you come,
opportunities actually give you money, Seth.
What do you say?
I said all those opportunities actually, give you what you're looking for.
Exactly, because what most of the businessmen are looking for are just 2 or 3 major things. How can I get money to fund my business? How can I get market for my business? How can I go travel with ease to learn more or meet foreign partners? All these are these are benefits of being a member of Kwaccima, with so many other ones. We don't drop the informal sectors. Our informal sectors, our youth, our women, they have them in group. Kwaccima cover all the sectors of businesses, be you nano or micro.
Wow. All right, thank you so much, Prince Ajisefini Ayodeji. It's been an interesting conversation today, and that's as much time as we have on the program. We sincerely appreciate you for coming in today, and like you said, I would be expecting to have other members, other leaders in Kwaccima actually join us on Kwaccima Business Hour on Royal FM 95.1. I had a great time on the program today. Many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate Olayin Kadan Kazim Arafat for being a part of the production today. Special thanks to the producer of this program, the public relation officer of Kwaccima, Miss Damlola Amao, as well as the executive producer of the program, Chief Mrs. Ronke Adiem, the 11th president of the Kwara State Chamber.
The first female president.
First female president, yeah. I was actually opportunity to be at an investiture, and it was actually a beautiful ceremony. I also mentioned we came wearing several caps, that by the way. It was actually an interesting program. So that's our time on the program this week. Remember that this program airs every Monday by 11 a.m. on Royal FM 95.1. The future of the economy in Kwara State is about to actually take a drastic turnaround, and trust me, it's for the better. It's not for it's not for the worse. It's actually for the better. So do want to actually clock in and be a part of this program every Monday by 11 a.m. It's Kwaccima Business Hour, Royal FM 95.1. Be you an expert, or you work in the line of agriculture, you work on the line of industry, you work in the industries, work in the mines, you have one business or the other, Kwaccima has got you covered, and you just need to be a part of this program and also be a part of their programs. They've got loads and loads of programs coming up very soon. Next in 2 weeks, basically. In 2 weeks, they're going to be having their Congress meeting and stakeholders meeting. That for the agricultural sector holds on the 18th, Wednesday, the 18th of October. Prince Ajisefini has mentioned it earlier. All commodity associations are invited, to that particular meeting. Come together. Let's see the way forward for agriculture in Kwara State. And if you're in other sectors, which is not agriculture, also visit the Kwaccima Secretariat, located along Gomo Road. Visit them, ask questions, and you can also be part of the great things that will be happening, right here in Kwara State in the coming days. It's been a pleasure being the host of this program this morning. My name is Ayodeji. See you next week.